Hi there everyone, welcome back to another episode of Later Customs. As you guys seen in my previous video, I actually started to do a headlight harness stuck on the Honda EK. So I already got the driver side completed. I just need to attempt to actually do the passenger side. So the passenger side is actually a little bit more work, to be honest, and there's a little bit more wiring, and I actually have like these relays here as well. So I obviously need to tuck all that underneath the fender. So I will be attempting that today, and I'm obviously going to try to figure out what I'm actually going to do with the fuse box, because the fuse box isn't bothering anyone here, but if I could get this space open right here, I think an oil catch would be perfect in this area right here, because as you guys can see, I actually cut this pipe off right here, so I obviously need to get a breather or an oil catch for this. But I think if I had to put the oil catch in this engine bay, this would be the perfect area. In this part 2 of the harness stack, I won't be doing much explaining because all the explaining was done in the previous video, and that's the reason why the video is actually like 29 minutes in length. But today I'm just gonna do everything I explained in the previous video with this side as well. I'm gonna do some very little explaining, but I'm gonna get started straight away with the car, because I'm gonna try to get most of the brackets removed, like this bracket here, this bracket here. I obviously need to remove this for the window as well, the window sprayer, because I haven't actually used this and for some reason it's not working on my car. So I definitely need to check out what's going on here and why it's not working. So I'm just going to remove that real quick and get the entire loom or harness to the front of the car and get the fuse box out of the way as well. So yeah, let's get started. This far I actually got the harness unplugged this side, so the wires we will be running underneath the fender will be these two plugs, which is this blue one right here and this grey one. Just keep in mind this orange one right here, it's for the ABS sensor on your front brake, so you guys don't necessarily need to unplug that, but I'm just leaving it right there. So obviously the two we're actually going to tuck underneath the fender are these two right here, and obviously I already have them right here. So which was the easiest method for me is to actually remove this grommet right here, then tuck all the wires you actually have through here, and then when you're done, just slide the grommet over all these wires right here, and then you get the grommet back into place. I already tightened the earth up this side as well. Obviously these wires are for the window sprayers, this one is for the indicator. I'm not sure, that's basically about it. I know this one right here is for the alarm, and just keep in mind these two right here, guys. You obviously need to unplug this relay box, which was right here. I'm actually referring to this one right here, so I actually unplugged that one right there as well, and obviously this wire running to the battery terminal, which is this one right here, also clips onto that relay box, giving it power. So just be careful and memorize all this, guys, because trust me, everything you removed, you need to plug it in there exactly the same way as it's been before, but obviously just underneath your fender liner, or underneath your fender and above your fender liner. So obviously I got these two removed from the fuse box, which is right there as well, and obviously these three right here is plugged in underneath the fuse box. To be honest, I think getting the fuse box to the cabrio might just be a little bit difficult, especially for this beginner stages for me. So I think I might just leave the fuse box situated right here, because I'm going to try to get all the wires underneath the fuse box so you guys won't be able to see any of the wires right here. And the battery conversion I'm going to do in my next video, because all these wires are going to run to the trunk of the car where the battery will be relocated. So once again guys, please memorize this plug right here. Obviously you guys are not going to deepen this plug, but you guys are going to deepen these two right here. So obviously this one is way easier than this one, because this one only has two wires in. So just like deepen this plug and start off with this one. Obviously you guys might just need to loosen your loom once again, but I'm going to try to avoid that by simply just cutting open this loom right here and getting these wires through right here, because you guys can actually see this wire actually comes all the way till here. So the only thing we actually need is for these plugs to just to be outside of the engine bay. Then we can actually plug it in and tighten this and neaten this up all the way. So I'm just going to deepen this real quick. Remember guys, take some pictures to know the wiring diagram at the back of these plugs, because that is very important. The same way you deepen it, the same way you have to clip it back in, because if you guys are not gonna clip it back in the right way, you guys are gonna experience some difficulties with your car. So guys, please just be careful with this whenever doing this. But I'm just gonna start off right away on a time lapse. If you guys don't know how to deepen any of these plugs, well, there is a nice description in my previous video. If you guys didn't check that out yet, the part 1 of the headlight harness tuck, I briefly described and briefly showed you guys how to deepen these. Very easy, to be honest, and very basic in the process as well. So I'm just going to do that real quick, get this tucked under here real quick. But as you guys can see right here, it looks way neat already here. I'm just gonna try to maybe use some thinners for this and for this piping right here, because they actually oversprayed like a lot of like things in this area right here, and you guys can see it's not properly sprayed here as well. So hopefully I can get it cleaned up all the way. Unfortunately I'm not gonna fit that back into the car, because I haven't used that since day 1, and I've owned this car for a year right now, so I haven't used it at all. I'm not gonna put it back in, because you guys can see this space right here looks amazing as it is at the moment. So I'm just going to put you guys on a time lapse once again while I'll be deepening this plug, tightening everything up this side with the cable ties, getting everything like labeled up. And obviously you guys can't forget my spotlight harness. You guys obviously won't have these in your car. You guys won't obviously have this in your car, because you guys probably don't have like spotlights in your Honda EK. If you guys do, you guys would know what loom or harness I'm referring to, but very basic as well. We're also going to run this through right here. Unfortunately I think we'll have to cut this one once again to get it like to run through this hole right here. I already got the grommet this side removed, so this might be very easy, to be honest. Another thing I actually came to notice is that there's actually two of these blue wires with a red line in, and you guys can see it's just like well, next to each other. So just be careful, because what I did was the one that's right on top, I actually taped it up with insulation tape this side and as well as on this side, so that way I know which one goes in where. So just be careful with that, because those are the only wires that's actually the same on both sides, which you have like 2 on this side and 2 on this side. But on each of the plugs, each one has its own color this side, and it has the exact same like reflection on this side, so it's like a mirror effect. So just whenever you plug in these plugs, once again, just always keep maybe like this plug in hand whenever like plugging in this plug after you like deepened it. So let's get started. I actually like pinned all this like clips out and got all the terminals out, and I got the plug, I just did the reverse of everything once again, got everything plugged in. Now I have the loom actually sorted where I want it to be. I got this relay box under here as well. All the wiring is where it's supposed to be. I just need to cover up the spotlight harness there at the bottom. I just need to sort out a few things here as well, because I am going to do the battery relocation in the future, but I don't think I'm too determined to actually do it right now because of how this area looks at the current moment, because the battery actually covers up this area quite well, to be honest. So I think I might just attempt that in a future video, just like sand this down and to display this entire part right here, because it looks like this because of the battery acid. And I think they actually resprayed this part of the engine bay, but I don't think they actually did a very good job, to be honest. So I will be leaving the battery in the car for the time being. I actually got this battery terminal cut off. It is laying somewhere around here. Here we go. So I actually got this battery terminal cut off, and the reason for that is because this actually doesn't clamp onto the battery very well. So I'm just gonna get me another one, get it like onto these two wires right here. I have to connect this wire as well as the spotlight wire, as well as obviously the amplifier wire, because I was initially gonna run the battery to the boot, but unfortunately at the current time I'm very unsatisfied with this area right here. So before I actually can relocate the battery, I would like to sort out this first. So hopefully I can do that in the near future, but for now I think I'm actually very satisfied with the results. So all I need to do, I just have to connect up the battery, connect up the fuse box, connect up everything else, and hopefully, well, everything will still be completely fine. And I obviously still need to clean the engine bay, but for now we actually got the harness side tucked as well. I just want to get this part sorted out right here with the wires, then we will actually be done for today's video. Because I mean, like, to be honest, if you guys check how neat this actually looks, it's actually quite amazing, because no one will actually know these wires are underneath here, but just for the thought of it, I like my wires all taped up and like them all to be neat as well. I'm just gonna finish up these few wires right here, and I'll give you guys an update as soon as I'm done right here. Finally got the battery back in, got all the wiring tucked on the side, as you guys can see right here. So everything is quite neat, to be honest. But this far, well, the results are simply amazing, to be honest. Unfortunately I didn't film as much as I hope I could, or I actually should have like filmed a lot more, because this is the more difficult side. But I basically explained all of the basic stuff in the previous video, so you guys would know exactly what to do on this side. And obviously, like anything you unplug, you obviously have to plug in once again to actually get this harness tucked underneath the passenger side fender. That's just the #1 rule whenever doing this, and just to make sure there's enough clearance and all the wires are secure. Because you guys can see right there, I actually had to like shift the fuse box a little to the left, because it was currently here, so I had like shifted like to the left, because unfortunately I couldn't get the fuse box in here due to the wires that's actually there. I might just try to get a grommet in there tomorrow, because I actually taped it up very thick but I think it might just cause a problem in the future. I also ran a fuse on there as well, just in case. So I ran the amplifier fuse with the wires coming through here, just in case something along the side actually fails. But thus far, everything worked out quite amazing, and as you guys can see, it is totally worth it, guys. Like, to be honest, like, this is like a very simple modification. It is time consuming, but it's totally worth it. Unfortunately, it is quite dirty, to be honest. I'm gonna clean the engine bay tomorrow, and as you guys seen here, like, it is very dirty, and that's the reason why I haven't assembled the car yet, because I actually want to do a cold air intake, but unfortunately none of the shops actually have material to actually build the cold air intake or cold air induction. So I will be showing you guys how to do a cold air induction on this on the EK. I will be fitting the filter just in this area right here. I'm just gonna try to get everything secure under the bumper, especially the filter, and I actually got this removed. This is actually for my window, like for like the sprayers on the window to get like the window clean up. That never worked since day one, so I actually removed it. I'm gonna leave it out of the car for now until I can actually get a new motor for that. But just for now, it gives us some more space here and gives us some more space to actually clean everything up, because you guys can see everything is quite dirty here. But thus far, everything came together very well. Just needs to be assembled and cleaned up properly tomorrow, so I will be attempting that tomorrow. I really apologize for not like updating you guys as I should. As you guys can see, it is dark once again, and I started with this car like 12 o'clock, 11 o'clock ish, around there this morning, and it's like, what's the time now? Well, it is 7:20, so it is quite late. It's already dark, and unfortunately I am gonna end the video right here, because I think I've achieved like a lot today. To be honest, the wire tuck isn't this long. It's a very patient process, but like, I've had a lot of interruptions during the day, and like, I did like a lot of unnecessary stuff in like the process. Like, I taped up a wire, then I realized, whoa, but I actually forgot about this wire. I had to remove the tape, and I wasted a lot of money in the process as well. So I don't want you guys to make the same mistake, like wasting a lot of money and like wasting a lot of tape and stuff like that. So the best advice I can give you is that get all the wires through, get all the wires on the one side you actually need, and like double check everything before you actually start knitting everything up, because I start pulling wires through and then knitting it up, pull other wires through, knitting it up, and that actually became my issue, because I left a few wires out and then there wasn't enough space through the hole because the tape was too thick and stuff like that. So, but I actually got everything sorted, and unfortunately this relay box is just like secured with a cable tie. I'm definitely gonna secure it more in the future, or better in the future, but for now, that will have to do. Please leave a thumbs up for this video, and please do subscribe to the channel if you guys didn't subscribe already. We're almost at 19,000 subscribers, which I'm super thankful for. Comment down below what you guys would like to see next on the Honda EK. I do have a lot of plans for the car, but I don't want to go too overboard with the car. Like, I'm definitely going to do a cold air intake on the car, because I feel like the car definitely needs that. Definitely going to do a chip on the car in the future, and definitely going to do a branch on the car in the future as well. But for now, I think everything I did today was totally worth it. I actually bought a fuel filter as well as a new power steering belt for the car, because this belt actually, well, I don't know if you guys can see there, but it's quite thin, because it actually started like eating half of the part away. But got a new belt, got a new fuel filter, so I will be fitting that tomorrow or the day after tomorrow when I'm going to clean the engine bay, because I'm first going to replace all the parts before I actually start cleaning the engine bay, to prevent like me dirtying the engine bay again. And another thing I would like to mention is that one of my inner CV's CV boots are actually broken, so I definitely need to replace that, because it's like spilling grease everywhere. But unfortunately for me to actually replace the CV boot, I need to replace the CV, because you guys know all about that, because how it works: if you replace the CV boot, the CV gives problems, and you eventually have to replace the CV as well. So I'm just going to replace both inner CVs in the future, or in the near future, to be honest. But guys, that will be all for today. Like I said, like, subscribe, and follow me for related content. Yeah, and remember guys, stop racing and go fast.